Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into what feels like a modern-day gold rush. And no, it's not what you think. It's all about AI and how you can get a piece of the action, even if you're not some tech genius.
So let's get right into it. Are you looking for a side hustle that has some serious potential? We're about to unpack a huge opportunity that's sitting right at the crossroads of AI and online business. And you know what the best part is? You absolutely do not need to be an AI expert to get in on this. This is all about positioning yourself in a market that is just exploding.
All right, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big picture, what we're calling the AI gold rush. Then we'll get practical with a guide to success, but we'll follow that up with a much-needed reality check. From there, we'll peek inside the playbook of people who are crushing it, and we'll wrap up with the very first step you can take.
First things first, let's talk about the market itself, because the scale here is, well, it's staggering. Before you jump into any venture, you gotta know just how big the playground is. Just look at this number. By 2030, the market for just AI education is expected to hit almost $26 billion. We're not talking about some tiny little niche here. This is a massive industry being driven by a worldwide hunger for new skills.
And get this, look at that growth rate, a 38.5% compound annual growth rate. That is not just a trend, my friends, that is an absolute explosion in demand. It's a huge sign that the entire job market is shifting right under our feet.
Okay, so the market is gigantic. The big question is, how do you get a slice of that pie without, building a whole AI course from scratch? Well, that's where affiliate marketing steps in. It's pretty simple. You earn a commission by promoting products someone else already made. Let's use the Aivixa Academy's program as our case study here.
And listen, you might be thinking, but I'm not a marketing whiz. The good news is you don't have to be. It doesn't matter if you're a content creator, a coach with a community, or honestly, just someone who's really passionate about this stuff. You can tap into an audience that is hungry for this information.
And that audience is just massive and so diverse. I mean, you could be talking to people looking to completely change careers, or professionals who just need to add new skills to their resume, or even entrepreneurs trying to figure out how to use AI in their own business. Okay, but let's pump the brakes for a second. It's time to get real. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. And the source material is super clear about this. If you want to build a real, sustainable income, it's going to take time, a good strategy, and a whole lot of consistent effort.
Here's what a realistic timeline actually looks like. Those first few months, that's all about building your foundation, learning, setting things up. Then, as you start creating content and building trust with people, that's when your income potential really starts to grow.
So this right here is probably the most crucial part for managing our expectations. The data shows that about 70%, yes, 70, of affiliates make less than $1,000 a month in their first year. The potential is huge, for sure, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. Real success means pushing to get into that top 30%.
And this piece of advice? It's absolute gold. Seriously, do not quit your day job too soon. You need to build your foundation, prove that this side hustle actually works consistently, and then you can think about making it your main gig. Consistency is truly everything.
So now that we're grounded in reality, let's dig into what actually separates the top earners from everybody else. And you know what it comes down to? A really smart content strategy.
The most successful people out there live by this simple but incredibly powerful rule, the 80-20 rule. That means 80% of your content should just be giving away genuine value. Teach people something, inform them, solve a problem for them. That's how you build trust, which makes that other 20% of your content, the promotional stuff, so much more effective.
You kind of have to think of it like taking your audience on a journey. First, you grab their attention with broader topics. You make them aware. Then, you help them start weighing their options. And finally, you guide them to a decision with stuff like really detailed, honest reviews.
And there are different tools for each stage of that journey, right? Listicles are amazing for attracting new eyeballs at the top of the funnel. Comparison articles are perfect for people in the middle trying to decide. And those super in-depth, no-fluff reviews, that's what gets people to buy at the bottom.
So, after all that, what does it actually take to get started? This is where the barrier to entry is just surprisingly low. Let's break down what you actually need to invest upfront.
And honestly, this might be the best part. You do not need a giant budget to get going. By mixing some awesome free tools with really affordable paid ones, you can get a totally professional setup for under $200 for the entire year. It's all about being smart with your resources.
The actual sign-up process is super straightforward. The key thing is to just be really specific about how you plan to promote the courses. You want to show them you have a relevant audience, even if it's small to start, and that you have a real plan.
So, there you have it. The opportunity is absolutely real. The path is clear, and it is not going to break the bank to get started. You've got a booming market and a playbook to follow. So the only real question left is, are you ready to put in the work? Because the biggest investment here isn't going to be your money. It's going to be your time and your effort, consistently.